So here we are starting in the section of linear equations, equations that will create lines. Their solutions will create lines. So there are going to be three formats that we'll be dealing with. The first one today is slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form is in the form of y equals mx plus b. So we notice that our equation is solved for y. So we say solve each equation for y. We want to isolate for the variable y. Now, this is in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. We notice the variable plus the constant, and the coefficient of the variable is m. So in this situation, this first equation, we have negative y plus 5 equals 3x. So we want to get y by itself. Let's get rid of things being added and subtracted. That leaves us with negative y equals, and remember, we're going to write the variable before the constant. So we would write that as negative 3x minus 5. And now, most of the time, students look at this and they think, oh, we've got y by itself. But in this equation, we have a positive 1 as the coefficient. When we isolate for y, the coefficient of y is 1. But in the problem, negative y equals negative 3x minus 5. The coefficient is negative 1. So we still haven't isolated for the variable. So we need to either divide by negative 1, and when we do that, we do it to everything, both the left side and everything on the right side. That leaves us with y equals a negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive 3x. Negative 5 divided by negative 1 gives me a positive 5. So now we have the variable in slope-intercept form, y equals 3x plus 5. Next one, we have two things happening to my variable y. Negative 2 is multiplying it, and 8 is being added to it. What gets rid of a positive 8 is a negative 8. We have negative 2y equals 6x minus 8. We're going to divide everything by negative 2. That gives me y equals, you should see this 6x over negative 2. 6 over negative 2 is negative 3x. Negative 8 over negative 2 is positive 4. So we talked about this in class. You should be able to reduce, simplify fractions visually, mentally, write it off to the side, but this should be relatively simple steps. All right, now we've got a fraction in here. Doesn't change things immediately. We still have to get rid of the negative 3 and the positive 3 halves being multiplied. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. That leaves us with 3 halves y equals 3x, that was a bad 3, 3x plus 3. Now, 3 halves is multiplying y. Many students make the mistake of trying to divide by 3 halves because that's the inverse of multiplying 3 halves is dividing by 3 halves. But who wants to deal with that? That is crazy busy, noisy, and that's not going to be that easy to do. So we can also, the inverse of multiplying by 3 halves is multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 3 halves is 2/3. So that leaves us with y equals, and we're going to distribute that to both of the terms. 3x times 2/3. This 3 is in the numerator. This 3 is in the denominator. They're going to cancel each other. And that leaves you with 2x. And then again, you're going to multiply 2/3 times 3. The 3 in the numerator is going to cancel with the 3 in the denominator. And that leaves you with plus 2. We would never make that 6/3. We would never just multiply. We're always looking to cross-cancel fractions when we multiply them. This time, my variable y is on the right side. So there's only one thing I need to do here, and that's divide by 4. I get negative 3/4 x minus 2 equals y. And we can leave it in this format. I'm not going to be a big stickler about it. This is probably the best way. We could do this. This is okay. And this is even better. If you're going to use this one, your variable has to come before your constant. I will not accept negative 2 minus 3/4 x equals y. That one I will not allow. But those two are okay. This one's going to be your best. I shouldn't do it in red. This is your best, most traditional. Most traditional work. All right, now we have it in a different format. These were all crazy formats. There was no form, but this is in point slope form. So oftentimes you will get it in point slope form and you will be asked to convert it to slope intercept. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this negative in. So we're going to have to simplify this right side. So that'll give me y minus 1 equals, that's negative 1 times x, which is negative x, and negative 1 times negative 4, which is positive 4. Now our objective is to get y by itself, so we're going to add 1 to both sides. And that leaves us with y equals, I guess I should put the 1 next to its like term, negative x plus 5. And we have y isolated in slope-intercept form. Again, we're going to simplify by distributing that negative 2 on the right side. Y minus 3 equals negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And now let's move the constant. Y equals negative 2x minus 3. That's my final answer. Let's distribute. Y plus 2 equals negative 4x minus 12. At this stage, you should also know how to distribute relatively quickly. Negative 4 times x, negative 4 times 3, and let's subtract the 2 over. Y equals negative 4x minus 14. Last one for point slope. We're going to distribute the 1/3. This gives us y plus 1 equals, we have 1/3 times x is 1/3 x. 1/3 times negative 3 is negative 1. Let's subtract the 1 over. Y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Number 9, this is given to us in standard form. It looks similar to the first 4 problems, but it's a little different because you have the format. And let's go back to this. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the first point slope. So this is in point slope form, which is y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. That is point slope form. And then this, number 9, is in standard form, and that is ax plus b, that's plus by equals c. That's called standard form. And we've used the word standard before, but these are standard linear equations. So it's standard for linear. All right. Our objective is still to get y by itself, so we will subtract 7x. You have negative 2y equals negative 7x plus 14, variable before the constant. Let's divide everything by -2. And you are left with y equals 7/2x minus 7. So we're not going to turn those mixed numbers, improper fractions, into mixed numbers. We won't turn 7/2 into a mixed number. We'll keep it as an improper fraction. That helps us when we use slope, rise over run. We know that we'll go up 7 right 2. So don't convert that. Don't convert it to a decimal either. So number 10, we're going to subtract -2x. We're going to subtract 2x. Don't subtract -2x. That would be wrong. That leaves us with 5y equals -2x plus 20. We'll divide everything by 5. Y equals -2/5 x plus 4. We can reduce 20/5. Always simplify fractions. Number 11, we're going to subtract 3x. 7y equals -3x minus 14. Divide everything by 7. Y equals -3/7 x minus 2. These are fairly straightforward. -3x minus 3x. -7y equals -3x minus 7. Divide by -7. Y equals, 2 negatives make a positive, so we say 3/7 x. 2 negatives make a positive. 7/7 equals 1. Good. Let me know if you have questions, and hopefully you did well.